We can sit and complain all we want. We can rant and tear apart the broadcasters for what they have done. We can boycott matches and show our displeasure through banners. But what can we do to take Indian football back? Over the weekend, we have received shocking news that Star, the broadcasters of the I-League, will telecast only 30 of the remaining matches from December 29. This means that half of the I-League matches will not be available on Hotstar, Star or any of the channels owned by the network. Why is this wrong, Aditya?
See, initially it is still the overriding point that the I-League is India's top division. I mean, it does not get the eyeballs that the ISL does. It is not marketed as much as the ISL does. But the I-League is still India's top division. And honestly, it is also exciting. I mean, what is wrong with the title race? There are 5-6 teams still in with a shout, winning the title. And apart from that, the clubs aren't even allowed to film the games on their own. So unlike the Premier League, which a lot of people say, the Premier League doesn't telecast all games on TV, but the clubs are allowed to have their individual productions, which can be useful for the fans as well. But I think the overriding point will still remain that this really feels like a broadcaster trying to kill its own league. And when that league which is being killed is the top division in India, it's not right at all.
A few details from this news. Only one Minerva Punjab match will be broadcast after December 29th. Minerva Punjab are the defending champions, and this is more like you're not getting to see Manchester City play ever again in the Premier League. Indian Arrows, the development team of the AIFF, and Aizawl FC, the team from the northeast which scripted a Leicester City-like tale, they have only one more match. None of the Gokulam Kerala's home matches will be telecast after December 29th. And Chennai City FC have a couple of games. So these are more or less what has been handed, few scrapes of coverage that has been handed to the I-League. So what is up with Star? Why are they doing this?
See, as I said earlier, it feels like you're killing the league. Because look, even if when they were telecasting every game, as they've done in the first half of the season, you can see the stepmotherly treatment that is given to the I-League. Because every ISL game kicks off at 7:30 p.m. prime time eyeballs. I-League 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Look at the I-League title decider last year. 4 teams in with a shout. All 4 clubs kicked off at the same time. It was on a Thursday at 3 p.m. Would Star ever have an ISL final on a Thursday at 3 p.m? And honestly, even the broadcast has been shoddy. I mean, I was watching a Minerva Punjab home match last week, and it felt almost as if the game's being shot on a phone camera. That was how bad the quality of the telecast was. So I mean, instead of all these fancy statements and pretending to care about the I-League, you'd much rather give the rights off to somebody else and say, we don't want the I-League, because you'd rather not have it at all than have it and do a shoddy job with it.
Many clubs are up in arms against the AIFF for this particular decision. You saw Minerva Punjab owner Ranjit Bajaj complain about only one match being telecast. You also had Praveen, the CEO of Gokulam Kerala, complain about no home match being telecast from Calicut. And you also had Chennai City, the current leaders of the I-League, complain about the poor quality of telecast refereeing decision, and also Star's latest move about not giving importance to the I-League. What should AIFF, what should Star, what should the Indian football fan, and what should the clubs do right now?
I mean, the clubs, obviously, I think they need to stand united about this and against the AIFF. Because at the start of the season, what I'm led to believe is that clubs were told that every single I-League game will be telecast. And if Star have recently informed the AIFF, as the AIFF claim, then Star have to be pulled up by the AIFF, because they are your host broadcasters, and for your host broadcasters for the top league in the country, you have to telecast what you have committed to, if they have committed to telecasting every single I-League game at the beginning. And I mean, I know that the AIFF's fan banna padega is for the ISL, but you want football fans in this country to become football fans. And now, how can they become football fans when you want them to watch only the games that you want them to, and not every game? See, Real Kashmir, they've just been promoted, and they're scripting a really nice story. They're second in the I-League as of now, and they're playing really well. It's the same with Chennai City, although 6 Chennai City games are being telecast. So there are so many stories that come from the I-League, as we've seen in the last 2 seasons as well with Aizol, with Nero. So why do you want to kill the romance of football and really think everybody in Indian football should be up in arms against this? Because it does look very fascist on part of someone who runs a rivalry to kill this one.
Well, that's us hoping that the Star has a rethink about its decision and gives the I-League the importance that it deserves. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for more from Sportskeeda.